Welcome to Dance with Oleg app. So this is the most important course. This is the great course to start learning dancing with. And it's great for super beginners, for people who never dance ballroom dancing. It's great for people who have a little bit experience, they dance, or quite experienced, or even very good. I really strongly recommend it for the teachers. So if you would like to be a better teacher and have a little bit better structure of how you teach, this is the best course for you. And I believe like when you learn dancing and you even don't plan to be a teacher, you have to become your own teacher. So you have to understand the structure. So once you understand the structure, it's very easy on the long term to learn, to improve, and to polish your skills. And let's say when you have a mistake, so you have things doesn't go well, you always know where to come back to. So let's get started. So first we're gonna explain a little bit what is ballroom dancing. So we all have the same understanding. So I'll put this board here. So ballroom dancing. So ballroom dancing here. So basically ballroom dancing refers to the couple dancing. So man and woman dance together. So it's a couple dancing. And we have two main parts in it, two main styles. It's a Latin style, Latin, and we have some people call it ballroom or standard. Let's call it ballroom style. So there is a Latin and there is a ballroom. So what is Latin? Latin is all these dances with the body actions like cha-cha, samba, rumba, paso, jive, mambo, all the fast and like body action dances where you use a lot of hips and all this like Latin music. So ballroom dances, or some people call it standard. It's a classical dances like a waltz, foxtrot, tango, Viennese waltz, quick step. So those dances are here. And also we have another category which is very popular in America, number 3, is a club dances. Club dances. So club dances are the most simple forms of dancing. Like people dance in a club, like two-step, salsa, the most simple steps. So we'll call them club dances. But in a way, I want you to look at ballroom dancing as a Latin and ballroom. So Latin dances, ballroom dances. So that's number 1. Okay, so now let's get into the structure. How can we learn ballroom dancing and how we later can improve in general? So first, let's put this away. So when you start learning dancing, I want you to look at dancing as two main categories. Let's call it ballroom dancing structure. First is what you dance. And second is how you dance. So we have it two ways, what you dance and how you dance. So what you dance, it's mainly different dances. We're going to learn different dances here with you, different steps, and even some choreographies. So dances, steps, choreographies is what we dance. How we dance, we're going to learn principles and techniques. So look at this, like imagine you will go and learn how to sing. So first, you're going to learn some song, you learn the words, lyrics, and then you're going to work on your voice to make your voice be more beautiful and more pleasant. So this is more like a how and what. So this is what I want you to really have in your head. And always you have to be aware, if you're a teacher, are you teaching a what you dance? Are you teaching dances, steps, and choreographies? Or you're trying to work on principles and techniques, try and improve how dance is happening. And the same for students. Let's say you have to always understand when you dance, let's say when you're practicing during a lesson or during your practice, are you working on how? Are you working on certain technical ideas, principles, or you just learning the steps? And it's very different. Of course, they interact, but you have to, like in your head, always have the structure, what to dance and how to dance. And that's how I'm going to develop. Okay, so let's focus right now for the teaching. Let's say you never danced before, or you're a teacher, you want to teach somebody how to dance. So ideally, you don't want to start with how to dance, because first you need to get some material, what you're going to dance. So this will be a good starting point, what to dance. So when you first time came to the dance studio, you want to learn a few dances, some step, and some choreographies. This is my strong recommendation. Start with this. So let's say right now, within like 20 minutes, I will teach you around 15 dances. And I'll show you the secrets. How can you learn a lot of dances and understand the structure? So once you understand the structure, you can learn many, many dances. And you can learn many different basic steps, and you can combine the steps in some choreographies. And then how you dance at this point, it doesn't really matter. We want to understand how to learn many dances. So we can learn cha-cha, samba, or foxtrot, or waltz, doesn't matter. So we want to learn more dances and want to understand how these dances are structured. So that's what we're going to do here. And later on, if you want to dance better or more beautiful or have more power, be more exciting, we're going to focus on how. So every dance have like principles. Principles is like a main laws, like a law of gravity. They never change. And techniques. Techniques is the secrets for each particular step, for each particular dance. So techniques are very fluid. You can play with them. There is many different techniques. And the principles are, they solid, they're always there. So when we learn a few dances here, I will show you the main principles in this course. And then techniques, of course, that's like what you see in my dance app, my courses. There's many techniques, many secrets how to make each particular step better or each particular dance better. So this is the idea. So we have ballroom dancing, and we have what we dance, and we have how we dance. So let's focus right now on what we dance. What we dance. So how to learn dancing, how to learn different dances. So what we dance. What? I'll put here big. What we dance. So first, to learn a lot of dances, we have to understand, number one, elements of dance. We have to understand the main elements. We have to learn main elements of dance. And this is what many people who dance even for a long time, they still don't get it. So elements of dance. So I'll put it here. Okay, so to learn what to dance, we have to focus on the main thing. It's called elements of dance, elements of dance. So by learning elements of dance, you can learn many dances. Or also you can understand the structure, how dance are built. So let's say for me before, I couldn't learn too much steps and choreographies. It was very long. It took me a lot of time to remember. But once I understand the structure, I could learn many dances and many choreographies like in a very short period of time. And I'll teach you now in like 20 minutes, you'll learn 15 to 20 dances just by knowing elements of dance. So what is a number one element of dance? It's going to be walks. Walks. So number one element of dance is a walks. And we can have forward walks, we can have backward walks, we can have side walks, we can have in-place walks. So we have 4 types of walks. So the number one element of dance is walks. And I will show you this like in a second. So number 2 element of dance, which actually will be created from walks, because everything is created from walks, is going to be box step. Box step. Box step. So number 3 element of dance will be triple step. Triple step. A number 4 element of dance will be a rock step. Rock steps. And also rock steps that can go forward, back, or side. And also maybe 5/5 element, we call it a tap. Tap. So again, to refresh our minds. So when we learn ballroom dancing, we have two main categories: what we dance and how we dance. Now, from what we dance, we learn different dances, different steps, different choreographies. On how we dance, we learn principles and techniques. And we won't always start for our students or for ourselves with what we dance. Okay? And so in what we dance, we learn dances, steps, and techniques. So how to learn different steps, how to learn different dances, how to learn different choreographies. So first we have to focus on the elements of dance. Elements, and we have elements of dance. Number 1, walks, box step. Number 2, number 3, triple step. Number 4, rock step. And number 5, tap. So I will demonstrate to you all of these elements because they're very, very crucial in our explanation. Number 1 from what we dance is walks. So we have 5 different ways of walks we use in dancing. So number 1, it's a walks forward. So let's just walk forward. So we're walking forward, everybody can walk forward. Number 2, we can walk backward. And you see, walking backward already is not that natural because in normal, regular life, we don't really walk backwards, we only go forward. Now, going side, like imagine you're in movie theater, you're getting to your seat, you're moving sideways. And now you forgot your popcorn, you're coming back, so you can go other side. So we already have forward walks, we have backward walks, we have sidewalks to the right, we have sidewalks to the left. And also in dancing, very often we use in-place walks. When we walk in place, marching in place. So we just walk in place. So let's review, because this is very important element of dance is walking. Everything you're going to learn in ballroom or Latin dances are going to be based on walks. And also later, how we dance is the quality of how we make these walks. And we're going to learn principles how to make these walks good. And also with the techniques, each dance has its own specifics, how those walks look like. Because a cha-cha forward walk and waltz forward walk and samba forward walk are going to look slightly different, but it's still a forward walk. So let's review. We have a forward walks. We can walk forward. We can walk backward. We can walk side. We can walk another side. And we can walk in place. So 5 types of walks. And this is element number 1, walks. So element number 2, it's a box step. So box step is very, very, very important. So box step, so imagine a square on the ground and we're going to move in a square manner. So how to do a box step? So if you know how to walk forward, side and back, and also you know how to do walk in place, basically how we change place, change weight in place, you can do a box step. So starting with your left leg, you can go forward, 1 walk forward, then we have a 1 step side, and then we have step in place together. And we always step, we change weight. Similarly, if you walk forward or back, every time you take a step, you change weight. So that's why when you close here, you're going to change weight. Now from here, with the other foot, you're going to go back, side, together. And we repeat, we have a forward, side, together. Then you can go back, side, together. And you notice we're moving in a box shape. So our steps creating a box shape, going forward, side, together, backward, side, together. Let's do reverse angle for the box step so it's easier to follow. So close your feet. Now find your left leg, and with the left leg we take 1 step forward. We take with the right foot 1 step side, with the left leg step together, and with the right leg back, side, together, forward, side, together. So this is a box step, element number 2. So this is, again, remind you, we have what we dance, we have how we dance. And from what we dance, we learn different dances. And to learn many different dances, many different steps, we need to know elements of dance. And we already know two elements of dance. So the first element of dance was walking. We walk forward, back, side to side, and in place. The second element of dance is a back step. So back step where we have one step forward, side, together with a weight change. Back, side, together. Excellent. So we have two elements of dance. Let's go. Third element of dance is very, very important, is a triple step. So triple step, nothing else as a side, three side steps. So we step side, together, side, and stop right here. Don't close your leg. Again, side, together, side, and stop here. So it's a triple step. Triple step, triple step. And this, in a way, all of it is a side steps, but we separate it as a separate element of dance, because by knowing triple step, we can learn a lot of dances, a lot of different dances. So let's turn around. Let's do again triple step. So we start to the right. Triple step and stop right here. Do not close leg, okay? Triple step. And we can do triple step to the right side, triple step to the left side. And remember, right now, it doesn't matter how we dance. We're focusing only on what we dance. So how your technique, hip action, leg action, it's irrelevant at this point. At this point, we only need to remember the elements of dance. Okay, so let's review elements of dance. So we have our walks. We can walk forward. We can walk backward. We can walk one side. We can walk another side. And we can walk in place. So this is the walks, element number one. Element number two of dance is a back step. So we can go forward, side, together, backward, side, together. So the back step. And number three element of dance, it's a triple step. So we can go triple step, triple step. Let's move to element number four. So element number four is a rock step. So what is a rock step? Rock step is basically when we're rocking from foot to foot, from side to side. We don't really continue moving into a certain direction. We're just rocking from foot to foot. And we have a side rocks as what we are doing now. So we're rocking from side to side. We don't really walking anywhere. Or we can rock step forward and back. Let's say if we close our feet and with the right leg we step back and immediately return forward. So we're rocking back and forward, back and forward. And you can see it from this angle to see it a little bit easier. So we're just rocking. And again, at this point, doesn't really matter how we do it. We're just focusing on this specific element of dance, which is called rock step. So we're just rocking. And if we start a neutral position, we can rock forward and return to our position, or we can rock backward, return to our position. Also, we can rock one side, return to our position, another side. So what is interesting about rocking is always rebalancing to where it came from. For example, if we stay in this, our base position, and we move side, if we're doing rock step, you see, we always retreat to where we started. So rock, step, come back to your base. And we can go backward with the right foot, rock, step, come back to your base, and go rock, step, come back to your base. Or we can just stay in a rock step and keep rocking. This is very unusual. You'll do it for too long, but you will do a lot of rock step when you learn dances. So let's do reverse angle so you can see it a little bit more clear. So get into your base, find your right leg. We're going to rock backward, rock, step, return. Let's try it one more time. Rock, step, return. We can do sideways as well. Rock, step, return. One more time. Rock, step, return to your base. We can do forward. Rock, step, return. We can do forward. Rock, step, return. We can do other side. Rock, step, return. Rock, step, return. We can do backward. Rock, step, return. Rock, step, return. So this is element number 4 of what we dance. In order to learn many dances, many different steps, this is a very crucial element. Element number 4. So let's review what elements we've got right now. We've got element number 1, walks. We have forward walks. We have a backward walks. We have a side walks. We have other side walks. We have walks in place. So this is all the walks we have. Number 2 element of dance, box step. So we can move in a box shape, back, side, together, forward, side, together, back, side, together. We have our triple step, triple stop, triple stop. And we got our rock steps, rock, step, come back, rock, step, come back. Okay, and the last but not the least element of dance is called tap. So what is tap? So tap is not really a step. It's like when we close our feet and put weight on one of our leg, and we do with our foot slightly tapping action. Touch with the ball of the foot. Tap, tap, tap. So it's not really a step. It's just we are tapping. So we're not really going anywhere. We're just tapping. And try it for the other leg. Just tap, 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 tap. So this is all your 5 most important elements of dance. With these 5 elements, like right now in like 10 minutes, we can do easily 10 to 15 dances to learn this, just knowing these elements. So let's review them first. So we have a walks. We can walk forward. We can walk backward. We can walk one side. We can walk other side. We can walk in place. Second element of dance, box step, moving in the shape of box. The third element of dance is a triple step, triple step, triple step. The fourth element of dance is a rock step, rock and step. We're rocking step. And the fifth, but last but not the least, is a tap. So we're doing tap, 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 tap. We're just tapping with our foot on the floor without putting heel down. So we're just tapping. So 5 elements of dance. So by knowing these elements of dance, now we can understand the structure of each given dance. So I will start with the most simple dances, and then you will see how we can gradually develop these dances and learn more steps. Right now, our goal to learn basic step from each given dance. So let's take, for example, our box step first. Box step. So remember, with the left leg, we start forward, side, together, or back, side, together. So this is called box step. So by doing box step, we already know 2 dances. Why? Because box step, it could be a waltz. So if we count, the only thing we put there, this has come from already, this technical level, how to dance. If we put a little bit different count to it, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, make each step equal. It's going to be a waltz. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if we add a little bit rise and fall to it, 2, 3. So this is, by doing box step, we're already dancing a waltz. We can make a frame if we would like to. So by doing box step, we already can do a waltz. Now, if we change it up a little bit, we use a little bit hips, loosen up our bodies, and change timing. Slow, quick, quick. Dancing the same step, we can do an American rumba. So go slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. So doing this one element of dance, we already can do 2 dances. Okay, now let's come back to our first element of dance, which is walk, and we choose to do a side steps. If we continuously moving to the side and a little bit loosen up our hips, this is a merengue. So we already know how to dance merengue by just stepping side to side with a little bit action. So it's already, we know 3 dances by using our elements of dance. Now next, remember how we did a triple step. So the triple step itself is already a dance. It's called polka. So this is already a dance. Triple step by itself, already a dance. Now let's go to element number 4, which was a rock step. If we combine rock step back with a rock step forward, this is a salsa and mambo. And if you put timing on it, quick, quick, slow, we're dancing salsa and mambo. Quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick. We can do rock step side too. Quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. You see how we use elements and we learn many different dances. Let's say if we combine rock step with a 2 triple step, we get a swing and jive, 2 more dances. So we have a rock step, then we have a triple step, triple step. This is a swing and jive, basic step. Triple step, triple step. If we combine one rock step back with a triple step side plus one rock step forward with a triple step to other side, we get a basic cha-cha step. So one more dance. We have a rock, step, triple side, rock, step, triple side. So this is the cha-cha. So if we combine, for example, triple step with a tap, we get a bachata. So you go triple step, tap, triple step, tap, triple step, tap, triple step, tap. So you see, by learning, by knowing the elements, we more try to understand the structure of each dance. Of course, these elements of dance will be slightly different for each dance, and that's where how to dance comes in handy. That's where you have principles and techniques for these particular dances, and then you will see how these elements you can really play with them. Or for example, let's say in any dance you can add walks, and then you can add triple step, and then you will have some different figures. Now let's move a little bit maybe to the ballroom dance. So let's say if you would like to learn Foxtrot. So Foxtrot is nothing else as a 2 walks forward, then side together. So we're using this element, first element of dance walks, in just like specific amount of it. So we go from the left leg, forward, forward, side, together. Or we can do exactly the same backwards. We go right leg. So for the back, we go back, back, side, together. Or we can go forward, forward, side, together. So if we'd like to learn tango, so what is tango? In a way, it's like you have forward walk, forward, side, tap. So by just combining a certain amount of walks and taps, you can learn a different dance. So we'll go with the tango. Forward, 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 side, together with a tap. So by knowing elements of dance, it's very easy to learn different steps. Okay, so this is from what we dance. So this is, we already, let's say, we learned a few basic steps, a few dances. Now we want to move into how we dance. And I bring the board here to explain a little bit more. So right now we just went through what we dance. We went through the elements of dance, through our walks, back step, triple steps, rock step, and taps. And we learned a bunch of different dances. Of course, each dance, now you're already at this point when music play, can dance in a way. But let's say if you want to take your game to the next level and go deeper and you like dancing, you want to improve it, this is the magic starts right here. How to dance. How. Let's call it how to dance. So in how to dance, there will be two major categories for us. How to dance solo. So that's your personal dancing, how you move your own body in each given dance, and also how to dance together. And remember, so the ballroom dancing is mainly designed to dance together. But of course, you can practice by yourself. But when you have a partner or your teacher, that will be the best. But you can dance solo as well. You can learn a lot of techniques and steps, but this is all very interactive. So this is very connecting. More you learn how to dance correct together, more your own personal technique will get better. And now here on how we dance, in my courses, we mainly focus on the Latin dances, okay? Latin dances. Because how to dance will be slightly different for ballroom and Latin. But Latin dances, they have a lot of similarity. Okay, so how you dance, solo or together. Also want to mention here as the structure of what is the Latin dances mean, Latin dance, because this is what this app is about, this is what my teaching is about. So we have two main categories here, international Latin dances and rhythm dances. Rhythm. So international Latin and rhythm. So two main categories. So what is international Latin? So here's a cha-cha, samba, rumba, paso, jive. And rhythm is very similar. So it's cha-cha, then American rumba, swing, which is very similar to jive, and mambo and bolero. So those dances. And this is actually all this our course, mainly about Latin dances. So we're going to have international Latin and rhythm. We're going to talk about all of this. So you will have a separate courses on the ballroom dances, which is like more smooth and standard, which is like waltz, tango, foxtrot, as a separate courses. But this is mainly about the Latin dances. This is what this is mainly designed for. Okay, so let's go back to how to dance Latin dances. How to dance Latin. So this is about Latin dance. So how to dance. Here you have to look to improve your dancing. Let's say you learn cha-cha, you learn your samba, you learn all this dance. Now you want to improve, like you want to sing very well and you want to work on your voice and make it the most beautiful voice. Or if you're already a dancer and you want to polish what you already know. Or if you're a teacher, you would like to explain somebody some ideas and have a structures. So here's very important to understand that we have a principles and we have a techniques. So principles and techniques in how we dance. So what is the difference between two? So the principles is like a laws. They almost never change and they will be exactly the same for every Latin dance. And techniques, it's a secret for each particular dance, for each particular steps. So techniques are very fluid. They may change. You may try today this technique, tomorrow another. It's like a secret from each step. Like one step you may do with one secret, another step with a different secret, just to make it more unique. But principles, they almost never change. They apply to every dance, every step. So when you teach somebody or when you learn, what you want to be focusing on, techniques or principles. So I believe you have to focus on principles more and have a set of principles which you follow in your dancing so you consistently can grow and you can dance better, you can improve. Or if you're a teacher, you can explain it in a more clear way. So your teaching is not all over the place. It's always have a solid ground. And then techniques, of course, you can take each step and already put certain flavor, certain secret inside that step. And ideally, you want to stick to your principles and master them. They will become better in time. They become very effective. And principles are quite simple to understand, but they're not simple to follow because you want to be very, very consistent. I will show you what principles mean. And there is principles for all dancers, and there's principles for one particular dance. Let's say you can have certain principles of for rumba, for example, in international style, principle to have always straight leg. So this will not change. You will not do rumba walk with the bend knee. Okay, but you can have the same principle of American rumba. We have a soft knee as you land, and it will also not change. You don't want to go through the straight leg. So this principle like covers vast of dance. Sometimes it's cover all the dances. Sometimes it's cover the whole dance. So it's very good. Once you learn one principle and apply, you immediately your dance becomes skyrocketing. And techniques, the little secrets here there. So I see when teachers, let's say, teach students, they focus a lot on techniques, correct a little bit here, a little bit there, and then students come back home, have no idea what happened, or become overloaded with informations. And the same for you when you learn how to dance. If you're focusing only on techniques, you feel it's like so much to learn and you don't really know what to practice. Or you today practice one thing, tomorrow another. So ideally, you always focus on the principles as a teacher or the student. And I will give you the main principles for Latin dances today. Okay, main principles for Latin dances. Okay, so this is our next level. So maybe let's go here. So principles. So I will go through the principles for in general Latin dance, and then we're gonna get principles for each specific dance. But this is the most important. Okay, so the for Latin dance, which will be number one principle for you to start, like you never dance before, you dance a lot. This is, I see people even on advanced level, they're missing this. Number one principle is natural turnout. Turn out. So most of Latin dances, they will have a natural turnout in the feet, and I will explain you what is it later. So the next principle, it will be a foot placement. Another principle, it will be brushing. So this is maybe three principles that really apply to every Latin dance. And here I will add later on a little bit more principle, but this will be very good to start with. Natural turnout, foot placement, how you place your feet in every Latin dance, and brushing. And let's say you can learn it, practice it for many years, or teach it, and it will never get boring. You can just learn many, many steps using elements of dance, but master these three things, and you already will look pretty, pretty good. So let's go into principles of dance. The number one principle of dance, it applies to every Latin dance. It's a natural turnout. So for example, close your feet like this, and you see my feet at this point are parallel. So if I slightly open my feet, so you see the heels, ankle bones together, toes apart. So you don't want to be too much, but you don't want to be too little. And you never want to be turned in. So this is big no. So close your feet. So natural turnout. So this is number one idea. Natural turnout. So you want to have natural turnout in your feet. So for example, how can we check it? Remember our elements of dance? For example, we choose first element of dance, walk. So try to just walk in these elements of dance and walk with a natural turnout. You can walk backward. As I walk backward, I try to maintain this natural turnout. I don't try to do any particular dance. I just try to walk with a natural turnout. You can walk side, other side, and having this natural turnout. So it already creates a much better look already. And so that's why it's number one principle from how to dance. Let's say, let's go through every element of dance with a natural turnout. We can have a back steps. We're dancing back step. We have a natural turnout. We close our feet. You see, we have natural turnout. So we always have a natural turnout. Natural turnout. Very good. Or we can do our triple step, having a natural turnout. Or we can do our rock step, and we have a natural turnout as we do rock step. Slight natural turnout. Or we can do rock step back, natural turnout. So this is already how to dance. And this is already, by having natural turnout in your feet, already make you look much better. And you can go through all the dances you know, all the choreographies you know, and just basically check, do you have natural turnout or not? This already will improve you tremendously. Or for example, you're just closing your feet and you can see, do you have a natural turnout? Or maybe foot is here. And you see a natural turnout, also you have, if your feet so close, your ankle should touch another ankle. So heels together, ankles together, toes apart. So this is a natural turnout. Principle number one. So principle number two, foot placement. So what does it mean, foot placement? So when we're gonna dance our Latin dances, doesn't matter is it cha-cha, samba, or swing, or bolero, doesn't matter. You have to learn this, that your foot, your heel and toe of your 2 feet has to be aligned. So for example, let's try transfer weight on our left leg at this point. So now, because of the angle of my natural turnout, because of the angle, my foot on the standing leg, let's say pointing here. So if I step forward with my right leg, my heel and toe should be aligned in one line. So if I step here, that will be the ideal place to place my foot. Why? Because let's say if I do not align my heel and toe in the same line, we have overcross feet, which happens all the time. Or if we step here, is not aligned, we have a big hole. So this is aesthetically no good, not good for balance. So ideally, anytime we take a steps, especially forward and back, we have a heel and toe on the same line. So let's try to do walks, heel and toe on the same line. And now the principles are designed to follow them in specific order. So your natural turnout will be prior your foot placement. So make sure you're doing your natural turnout too, and you're placing your feet heel and toe correctly. Now, if you step side, you want to have your heels and toe aligned. So you don't want to be this way. They want to be aligned. But mainly for the forward and back, that will be already a very good idea. So for example, we can go through our elements of dance like a box step, and we already can apply two principles. So you see the principles, they always add on. So principle number one, it's a natural turnout. Principle number two, foot placement, correct foot placement. And you already will see how this, your box step will look much more beautiful, more unique, and you'll have more balance and more ability later to move your body inside it. So let's go step forward. And here we have two principles already. We have natural turnout, heel and toe on the same line. Step side, together. Now here, when we step backward, now my heel of my left leg will decide where I'm gonna place my foot. So I don't wanna step here, have a big hole. I don't wanna overcross. So this heel, this line, will decide where I step. And I go back, heel and toe on the same line, go side, together. So we have already two principles applied. Natural turnout and foot placement. And you see this, our back step immediately start having much more beautiful, more exquisite look, more trained look. And this is very easy to practice. That's why it's called principle. It's got to be in every step, and it's going to be in every dance as well. Every dance you have to place your feet correctly. So principle number one, always have natural turnout, okay? So we not dance like this, we not dance like this straight. Always natural turnout. Principle number two, it's a foot placement. Anytime you step, place your heel and toe on the same line. You see now, when I step, my legs are close. It looks very aesthetically pleasant for the eye to look at. Okay, and that leads us to the principle number three, which is especially for ladies very important. It's called brushing. So let's, for example, put weight on one leg and we try to change weight, or doing element number one, which is called walks, and we can walk in place. As we walk in place, basically it's transferring weight. We try to brush our knees, our inner thighs, our ankle bones together. Our knees, our ankle bones together. So we try to brushing. So we don't want to go through this hole. We always brush. We always brush. Ankles together, inner thighs together, brushing. So why brushing is important? Because brushing will help you to place your feet correctly. Because of course, if I look in the mirror, I can kind of, or I look down, I can place my foot more or less correct. But let's say if I don't have mirror and I perform on stage, how do I know where to place my foot? So if my leg moving and is brushing, touching my other leg, I'm more likely will place my foot correctly. So see, if I'm brushing with the natural turn, I can place my foot correctly. The same backward. You're going backward, brush, place the foot, brush, place the foot, brushing, place the foot. This is already three principles. So basically, when you're an advanced dancer, you can go through your choreographies and just like take every step. Like for example, if we have a basic rumba step, we do the step, you can already check, do you have a really natural turnout in each and given moment? Do you really placing your feet in the correct way, heel and toe on the same line? And do you really have a brushing as you move from foot to foot? So applying these three principles makes everything absolutely beautiful. So let's move on to the more principles. So this is already just three principles. And I recommend you to learn principle in the order I give you, because this is the order of importance. So one more principles you can add here is going to be foot contact to the floor. So when we dance, our feet always should be in contact with the floor. Okay, so this is also, it's very often, it's so simple, that's why people miss it a lot, feet contact. And then number 5 principle, I will later come back to more elaborate on each one, it's going to be toe, ball, heel, lead. Toe, ball, heel, lead. So let's talk about these two principles. So again, I remind you, we're focusing on how we dance. We have a what we dance. We learned already a lot of dances with you. And this is how to dance, Latin dance. And we have a principles, techniques. So we don't talk about techniques. You'll find a lot of courses down there, which many techniques, many principles. But this is like the main idea. And we learn about natural turnout. We learn about foot placement. We learn about brushing. And now we're going to learn a little bit about foot contact to the floor and toe, ball, heel, lead. What does it mean? So let's go straight to it. So when we dance Latin dance, our feet should be always in contact with the floor. It's very important. So we want to walk and lift our leg like this. So we want to always have feet in contact with the floor. That's why it's recommended to dance with the dance shoes, which have a leather surface, and they can slide. You can drag your feet on the floor. So let's say take elements of dance again, walking forward. So as we move our feet, we want to have always contact to the floor. So we don't lift our feet, we actually slide our feet on the floor. Like imagine you're on the sand and you leave the marks, like a lines. So we don't want to lift our leg. And the same for the sidewalks, or we can do a triple step. So we want always our feet having contact with the floor. We're having our feet always in the contact with the floor. So our feet slide on the floor. So that's why it's a element number 4 of the principle number 4, feet always in contact with the floor. And let's say if you're even advanced dancer, you're a teacher, you can go through the choreographies of your students. You'll see how often, for example, students dance cha-cha-cha and they lift the legs, or you may dance this. So you dance your cha-cha lock step next time, make sure your feet are always in contact with the floor. And the best way to practice and improve, you pick one principle, either it's natural turnout, or it's brushing, or it's a foot placement, or it's keeping feet on the floor. You can go through all the dances, all your choreographies, and make sure this principle consistently there. Like either it's a lock step, for example, you want to have feet with the floor, or you're dancing your samba batucadas, not leaving the feet. And this is how you improve on the long term. And this is how you can teach your students, or you can train yourself. Because I believe to be a good dancer, you have to be your own teacher. But you have to have some principles. And this is very simple principles, but not too many people on a consistent basis apply them. And let's say if you know even one step, or you know even back step, you can already practice your foot connection to the floor. Some people call it foot pressure already, and this is already you tapping into very good dancing. Okay, and the last principle for today, which is from our fundamental most important principles, is a toe, ball, heel, lead. Toe, ball, heel, lead. Because when you walk on the street, we walk from the heel, ball, and toe. That's a normal. Like in Latin dance, we're going to use, except paso doble once a while, but even paso doble people already using toe, ball, heel. So what it means toe, ball, heel. So this is my flat foot, this is flat. This is my ball of the foot, this is toe. So your foot in any given moment, we move, when it's traveling, taking a step, it goes from toe to the ball and then lands to the heel. Toe, ball, heel. The same if I would walk forward, so my foot goes on the toe, then ball of the foot, then heel. Toe, ball, heel, toe, ball, heel. So now you already know 5 principles of how to dance. I don't give you any techniques yet. This is the structure. And this is, you can train yourself or you train others for a long time. You can really discover this. Let's do now, for example, a forward walks and backward walks. And imagine, and we're going to take you through the structure of, let's say, 5 layers of principles. How great it's going to be. And then there is, of course, other principles of the posture and this, but this is what I want to start with right now. These fundamental principles already you can practice for a long time. So for example, we have our normal forward walks, we have a backward walks. So let's add element number 1 to it. We're gonna walk same way from the heel, but with a natural turnout. It's already become better walk. That's how we're improving. Okay, now we're gonna keep natural turnout. We add principle number 2. So we're gonna place our feet heel into the same line. So we place our feet heel into the same line. It's already look better. Now we apply principle number 3. We're gonna have a natural turnout, place our feet heel into the same line, and we're gonna brush. So we already have 3 principles. Walk, 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 walk. And actually this is already multitasking. So you're just doing a walk, but you're already multi-layering your principles, what you do inside. And now let's add 2 more principles. So now we're gonna walk with the toe ball heel lead. We're gonna have a contact with the floor, which is a principle number 4. We're gonna keep natural turnout, and we're gonna place our feet correctly. So we have, see, brush, toe ball heel, foot contact, and this is now, you see, if you combine all these 5 elements, that's already look like a very good Latin action, and that's you can apply to any step, any element of dance, and it's gonna get much better and better. Of course, there is other principles which I will discover in other courses, but this is very good to start with. And I recommend you always start learning dancing with this course, and then I will give you a second set of principles. But this is great to start with.